Hey guys, this is Bob Hickman. It's Thursday, and you know that means time for messages from the spirit world. Well, the letters have been coming in. I've been putting them in the hat here. We got a lot of letters this week. I want to say thank you to all of you who've been writing. Well, anyways, also want to come here and say thank you to all of you who came out for my recent horoscopes. If you haven't seen that, that's the video before this. And if you want to keep regular updates, you might want to hit subscribe, become a regular part of Spirit Channel. That way you won't miss anything. Anyways, we're going to get into our messages here today. But before we do that, give me just a moment and let me attune to the spirit world. Okay, I hear my spirit guide Fletcher back here. All right, we're going to go on our hat. Our first letter today is from Purple Leah. And Purple Leah wants to know about situation with a relationship here. Well, you know, hon, listen, I got to tell you, when I step into your light, I do feel that sense of energy conflict around that relationship. But I'm going to tell you, I think you want to stay with where you are right now because I feel like that relationship has more soul work to do and it's going to be improving. I'm not getting a reconnection with that ex. I just don't feel that that's going to happen. And even if it were, I don't feel there's energy there to sustain it long term. So I'm going to ask you, be patient, stay with what you got, and you're going to see that improve. Watch as we get into June because it looks like you two are really communicating more. And you're going to say, wow, I'm glad I stayed in this relationship. Okay? I see it getting better. God bless. Thanks for writing. Our next letter is from Tim Kinsella. Hi, Tim. Good to see you. Thanks for writing. And you ask a little bit about some past life information here. It's interesting. You have a past life connection as a Quaker. I see you in it's around Massachusetts. It looks like it was 1700s. You were actually a minister. I believe you were actually a Quaker minister, and you worked with the poor a lot. And you did a lot of wonderful spiritual work. You had a lot of love for God and love for neighbor. And I think you really lived the Christian message. And I feel like that's good karma, And I do feel like you're back to do some more work. And I'm going to encourage you, keep it going, okay? Looks wonderful for you. Blessings to you. Okay. Our next letter is from Samantha Schulte. Well, Samantha says she has a fear of starving to death. You've had a number of past lives where you've been poor, and that energy carries over. One of the lives was in China, and they show me that you were a young girl. It was a famine. And interestingly, this was actually in like the 1950s, right during the time of, Mao Zedong. So you have a connection here with China. And that's where you're having the struggle here. Okay. Now, I also feel like there are other past lives back in the 1500s and the 1700s where you've also died. So you have kind of a repeating pattern. I feel this time you were born in a time and able to have food regularly. So listen, you're not going to experience that. And I don't want you to hold on that fear. Sometimes our past lives, though, they take control and they just dominate our minds. But we want to practice being in the here and in the now. I don't see you dying. I don't see you starving. And you're going to be okay. But it does come from a former life in China. Okay? Thanks for writing. All right. The next letter is from Corrine Morrison. And Corrine, actually, she sent me a picture on Facebook. You guys on Facebook can go see her picture where she says some spirit apparitions. And Corrine, I got to tell you, I do feel like there are spirits here in that picture. And it's interesting because I do pick them up near that window. I get like about 4 different people there. One is a grandfather. One of them I think is a lady. It's literally I don't think it's a grandma. It's just a lady in spirit that hangs out with your grandfather. But she's there as well. I think she's just a friend. And when you're having a wonderful celebration, spirit people love that. They love to come be part of it. And actually, it's not uncommon for the spirit world to drop in. many times if you look at people's like major events like wedding photos or funeral photos, a lot of times you'll see faces or orbs. You have to look, sometimes very subtle, but they do show up. And actually, I love your picture. Thank you for sending it. So I can confirm, yes, you are getting spirit visitations. There's nothing bad, nothing to be scared of. It's just people wanting to be part of the celebration. So one of the things that we can all do is when we have a special event, you know, we always spend all this money sending out invitations. Send some invitations to Spirit and say, Grandma, Grandpa, I'd love for you guys to come. And they'll be there, okay? Thanks for writing. All right, going in our hat here, we've got Cameron Guerra. Hi, Cameron. Good to hear from you. You know, you asked a question about college majors here. And yes, I do see you going to college. We've talked about that. But I want you to focus. It's not an issue of do you do this major or that major. I see you doing multiple things. I'd like you to put a focus on music and also on communications, broadcast communications. And I feel like you could actually do a dual major. And let's see how that goes, okay? I think you're going to be successful in both. If they don't let you do both, I'd still like you to start with the music. You could switch it to broadcast later, but I feel like doing both is going to work for you, okay? Thanks so much for writing. All right, going in our hat here. Our next letter is from Soul Girl 3. Yeah. Hey, good to see you, Margaret. She wants to know about an inheritance situation on a property. You know, I got to tell you, hon, I don't mean to be depressing, but I feel like you're not going to get that property. Now, that's not because that you're not loved or anything. I think your mother's going to give the property to all of you. But unfortunately, I see your sister's kind of taking control and kind of not really releasing that. So I think that's going to be a hard situation. Fortunately, I feel, though, first of all, she's not going to go. This isn't going to happen anytime right away, so don't panic. But I also see around you and your husband in the next, 2 years, I'm getting increase in the financial area. And I do feel in about 2 years, you'll be in a position where you guys could buy a second home, like a retirement place. So I see you having a property that's all going to be your own. You won't have to worry about that, okay? Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter in our hat is T-Randomness 17. Yeah, this is a good question. She said, when I'm older, will I travel and live in another state? Yeah, actually, you're going to live in a few states in your life. I see a lot of travel around you, but you're going to be living in New York for a while, and that'll be in your early 20s. And also, I get a Florida connection too, so I think you'll be down there as well. So you're gonna migrate as you go through the years up and down the East Coast, okay? But I see you traveling, and it looks good. Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from Hana Naruto. Love that name. They want to know a little bit about their future. Anything I can tell them? Yeah. You know, you have an artist theme on your chart, and I do see you working in the area of graphic design. You do very well in computer graphics, animation, and it's interesting. I get immigration coming for you. I feel like you're living in the United States, and I keep being drawn to California here. So I feel like you will settle in California, and I do feel you'll work in an industry connected to animation, graphics, computer. It's very high tech, but it has very strong artistic element, and that's where you'll succeed. Okay, follow your artist thing; it'll take you places. All right, our next letter is from Missy Danson. Oh, this is a good question. Missy says, "What's going on with the Michael Jackson trial?" Well, you know, that's very interesting, Missy. You know, there's all these charges of murder and homicide and all that, but, you know, I got to tell you, I actually spoke to Michael Jackson, and I do have a video. You guys can look on my page. In fact, the Jackson family picked it up and put it on their official website, but I channeled Michael Jackson in a Ouija seance. Michael does not feel he was murdered. He is at peace in the light. And, you know, as far as that trial, I think it's people trying to just fix blame. I'm not saying everybody was innocent, but I also know from Michael Jackson's perspective, he would not be appreciating what's happening. He didn't feel he was forced to take the drugs. I think he himself feels like he just wants to be free of all that. So, we'll see what happens, but I'm telling you, Michael's at peace and he's in the light. That's really what's important. Okay. Thanks for writing. Okay. Sasha Regina Smith, and she wants to know if I have any messages from her, from any spirit guides or relatives. I get an uncle around you in spirit, and he's over in the light, by the way. I keep hearing him laughing. It's like he's like, I'm so free. And he keeps talking about schooling. I hear the word schooling, like he's trying to push you into some new schooling. So I do think as we get to the fall, you may be doing some more education here, or you're going back to school or continue school, but I'm getting education, and he seems to be really pushing it. But he's fine. You can ask him for help, because Fletcher over here said, and the words he said is, he's sending money to you. So you may want to pray to your uncle, ask him for some financial help. I think he's going to be able to arrange that from the spirit world. Okay. Blessings to you. Okay. Next letter, Nancy XO. I like that. I guess that means hugs and kisses. That's sweet. She said, do I have any messages for her? Well, it's interesting. Fletcher's back here, he keeps talking about career changes. He says you have an artist theme on your chart, and you want to really follow that up. I keep getting around you as two areas, fashion and photography, and I think you do well in either. Maybe combine and do fashion photography. But you have an artist theme, and I do see education around you also. I feel like you're going to be doing some schooling, particularly in that area, okay? So watch, 2013, also 2014, very big around career transition. Blessings to you. Okay. Oh, hold on, another message. Sorry, Fletcher. My spirit guide Fletcher said that he's personally going to come and help you as well. So there you go. Okay, please, would you like to keep him? I'm trying to sell him because he drives me crazy. Anyways, I love Fletcher, but actually he did say he wants to help you on, okay? So good luck. All right. Our next letter is from Liz Griffin. Oh, that's nice. Liz says she loves my videos and wants to know if I'm going to do anything on the ancient Atlanteans or the continent of Atlantis. Actually, that's a woman. You must be psychic. I actually am looking to do a video on Atlantis in the coming months. I think it's fascinating. I live on the eastern seacoast, so Atlantis is very close to me. And I'm telling you as a psychic, I feel its vibrations even here in Virginia. So, yes, we are going to do a study on that. I'm going to teach about that. It's probably going to be just a few months yet. Don't worry, we will get to it, and I'll have it here. All right? Thanks for writing. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from Lisa Pardo. This is interesting. You guys are writing the best questions, I'm telling you. Lisa says that she is seeing mandalas, or sorry, geometric patterns at night when she's getting ready to sleep, and she wants to know what that is. Well, what you're experiencing is what is known as sacred geometry. And sacred geometry is a principle, it's a mathematical principle that's also an esoteric principle. And it means that under all the creation, there is an underlying order and a pattern to everything that exists. And I feel that you're seeing mandalas because your third eye is opening and you're starting to perceive the underlying order of all that exists. That's a very special gift. That's a great blessing. So what you want to do is don't fight it, just allow it. And when you start to have that sense of these mandalas, I want you to say, thank you, Spirit. Help me to understand this more. If you ask, they'll start to take you into deeper levels of that, okay? You might want to also get some books on sacred geometry, okay? Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter is Oreo Cakes. I like that name. I want to know a little bit more about career. Yeah, hon, listen, I got to tell you, psychology, definitely for you. I would like you to focus particularly in the area of counseling. I feel like in the future you're going to serve as an individual counselor. Now, in terms of schooling, yes, I do want you to follow through with a psychology major. In terms of minor, I'd like you to explore sociology or social work, but I think sociology is going to actually be more helpful to you because it'll teach you to understand entire cultures and patterns of behavior, and you'll understand more of the people that come to you and how they fit into the bigger society at large. So I really pick up on you, yes, psychology, and I'd like you to consider sociology for a minor, okay? Let me know how that goes. Thanks. All right, going in our hat here, our next letter is divine love. And they want to know about when they're going to meet their soulmate, who they are. You know what? I have to say, well, first of all, I don't like the word soulmate because I don't believe that there's only one person. I believe we can have multiple options in love in our life. And as long as we keep that open, we don't lock ourselves into like thinking once that one person's gone, our life's over. It's not like that. But in terms of soulmate, I do believe that you'll be in a relationship that is like a soulmate, and it'll be in March of 2014. It's a little ways out yet, but I see a guy. He's kind of tall, brown hair, has the letter K in his name, so I want to say it's like Ken or Kevin. Could be a Chris, but it's a K name. But it'll be around March of 2014. Okay, and I see you meeting. It's like a sporting event. So it could be like a basketball game or a party where people are watching basketball. Okay. But it looks good. It'll be a long-term relationship. All right. Thank you so much. Guys, that's all I'm going to get to today. Listen. Come here to Spirit Channel. Be part of it. Subscribe. We'd love to have you here. Give me thumbs up, comments in the box below. And let me ask you, tell me, have you ever seen a ghost? I'm curious because, people send me pictures and letters. Have you ever seen a ghost? I want to hear about that. Anyways, guys, thanks so much. Listen, keep sending me questions as well. We'll add it to the hat for next week. And, of course, soon we'll have another Messages from the Spirit World. Thanks so much. Blessings to you.